they set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
This video outlines a terrible, tragic, this awful situation that can happen if a martial artist decides to intervene to help someone else and no one else does. You have one martial artist trying to take on a mob of people who have a lot of violence experience. The martial artist ends up in the hospital. Let's take a look.
This is why I train in martial arts.
A local martial arts instructor remains hospitalized following a brutal beating outside a local bar early Monday morning. KTSM 9 News reporter Tatiana Favela spoke with some of his family. She is live in East El Paso with an update on his condition.
Jose Campuzano was leaving this bar here at EPTX, coming outside to the parking lot where he was essentially beat until he was unconscious. Now, the family we spoke with says that there were 2 other victims involved, and we do want to warn you, some of the video in this story may be graphic for some viewers.
He carries himself with discipline and respect. He's not one to start fights. He's a caring, loving person, and he loves to help out his community and be there for his family.
Local Jiu-Jitsu instructor and MMA coach Jose Campuzano fighting for his life after getting beaten by a group of people outside of EPTX bar in East El Paso early Monday morning during closing time.
Jose, just being the person he is, he tried to jump in to help, and to stop this group of people who were attacking and rendering unconscious these other 2 victims, that were also attacked that night. And he just jumped in to help. That's who Jose is. And unfortunately, he got attacked and bombarded by this group of people.
The family says Jose was beaten until he was unconscious and was taken to Del Sol Medical Center Monday morning, where he's now in critical but stable condition.
Last night he woke up. He was able to recognize my uncle, so we were very happy about that because he has extensive, head injuries and back injuries as well. So he was able to recognize my uncle, and we were just really glad for that because we really didn't know if he was going to wake up and how he was going to wake up.
El Paso police are still investigating the situation, working to identify all people who were involved in the assault. The family asking for the community to speak up if they know something or someone involved.
El Paso's a safe place. It's a peaceful place. We want to keep it that way. Let's pull together to get these people off the street. We don't need people like this on our streets. They're criminals, they're thugs, and they just need to be off our streets.
Hoping for justice, but most importantly, for Jose to continue progressing in his long road to recovery.
Jose's going to make it. He's strong. He's a strong person. I know he's a fighter. He's going to fight through this. He's going to make it. He's going to be okay.
And Jose's family is also encouraging the other 2 victims that were involved to reach out. The family did set up a GoFundMe for Jose with medical expenses and other expenses he may encounter. We'll have a link to that GoFundMe attached to this story on KTSM.com. Live in East El Paso, Tatiana Favela at KTSM 9 News.
This is why I train in martial arts.
2 men are behind bars in connection with the brutal beating of a man outside a bar in East El Paso. 36-year-old Jose Campuzano was so badly beaten, he was left unconscious outside in the bar's parking lot.
ABC 7's Saul Sainz has been following this story and joins us live. Saul, you spoke to a family member of the victim who was taken to the hospital in critical condition. How is he now?
Hey, Stephanie, yes, I did speak to the family, and they tell me that Jose Campuzano is still in the intensive care unit at University Medical Center. They also tell me that he has been upgraded to stable condition. But I'm going to step out of the way so I can show you where that beating occurred. The spot right here outside the EPTX bar is where that vicious beating occurred Sunday night, and it was this parking lot where he was left unconscious after being pummeled by a group of men. As you said, I spoke with Campuzano's family and their grateful El Paso Police gang unit, along with the U.S. Marshals Lone Star Fugitive Task Force, arrested 2 men. Let's show you the men that they believe committed this horrific crime. Those men are 29-year-old Shakur Tate and 30-year-old Onami Broyles. Both are charged with engaging in organized crime and aggravated robbery. Now, according to the arrest, I want to show you video because it was all captured on camera. According to the arrest affidavit, one of the men was viciously beating 29-year-old Joe Newberry with brass knuckles and robbing him. According to Campuzano's family and a witness I spoke with. That's when Campuzano stepped in to try to help Newberry. But a mob of several men turned on Campuzano, also viciously beating and stomping on him so badly he was taken to UMC in critical condition. While Campuzano's cousin is grateful for the arrest of both men, she believes more men are involved in the brutal beating.
You can see by the videos there was a lot more men involved, and we're hoping that soon there'll be some more arrests to follow.
You spoke to your cousin today. How's he feeling?
I spoke to him. He wasn't able to speak back. He's in and out of consciousness right now.
Now, because of mounting hospital bills, the family has set up a GoFundMe account. We have a link to that account at kvi.com. Just click on this story. For now, we're live on the east side outside EPTX bar. Saul Saenz, ABC 7.
All right, thanks for the update, Saul. And police are expecting more arrests in this horrible beating outside the EPTX bar.
Now, rather than just observe and report, I'm going to offer some solutions. I'm going to say these are theories because in order for me to really go out and actually prove these with what you would consider to be field research, I would probably have to put myself into several comas myself. So these are just theories, these are just suggestions, but these are some exercises that have been given to me over the years that people will say, or actually some people will disagree too, that can help you with multiple opponents. Visualization, imagine yourself dealing with multiple opponents. Under visualization will come using your forms, which a lot of people will say were just designed for one person. Other people say can also be applied to dealing with more than one person. Refusing to grapple at all in an altercation with multiple people wherever possible. Using throwing techniques to throw people into one person into another one. Using environmental awareness where you make sure you have a wall to your back so that you only have to deal with one person at a time, and running so that you can run and hopefully stagger the people so that you're not dealing with all of them coming at you at once. And still some other drills and exercises include sparring with more than one person at various levels of contact. Also, the 4-corner Jiu-Jitsu drill, that's what some people call it, where you stand in the middle of a square, you're in the middle, one person on each corner, and they randomly attack you in groups of 1, 2, 3, or 4. Another exercise that people recommend is what's called Jiu-Jitsu alley, where you walk down a row of people and you're randomly attacked. And you also have what some people call Jiu-Jitsu circle, where you're in the middle and people randomly attack you in the circle. I've been exposed to all these different types of tactics, techniques, and training exercises in my time as a Taekwondoan and in Tang Soo Do. So I can't guarantee that all of these will work. I can say that I've had real experience fighting more than one person and I did okay. I've never had to deal with the mob. There's other things that come into play from different people I've talked to that have had to deal with mobs, such as always taking out the ringleader. But we can Monday morning quarterback this to death. The bottom line is, when you're dealing with more than one person, God be with you, because it's just too much to ask of anyone.
One more suggestion that is strictly from Taekwondo, from what I've seen, is what's called the 4-directional kicking drill, where you practice kicking front, back, side to side. That is one drill that I have actually literally seen applied for real in an altercation where it was one woman against 4 different guys, actually 5 of us. But the intent was not to harm her, the attempt was to subdue her. So I think in addition to techniques and tactics, it also depends upon the strength and intent of the people who are attacking the solo practitioner or solo defender.
So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts. I'm going to put a link below to the GoFundMe if I can find it. And if anybody has any other suggestions and ideas of dealing with multiple opponents, this was a situation where you couldn't just say run, because he couldn't run away from them. They weren't chasing him, he intervened. Oh, and one more last suggestion about dealing with multiple opponents. Many people say the only way to do that is with a gun or some type of weapon. I can agree with that. Only flaw with the gun is you have to get the gun out, and if you're up close, somebody might grab the gun away from you. So there's no perfect solution to this. But I do think we need to start thinking. peace. And as always, thank you for your time. And please pray for the family of the victim. Thank you.